problems. Back to serious about rugby league. We're going to have just a very, very quick chat here. We're going to do a few predictions for the season. We'll start with the grand final. I'm going straight in there. It might call me biased, but I think Wigan could just... I've already picked Saints for this top, but I think Wigan could just get them in the grand final at Old Trafford.
Right.
I think they're good improvement, some good signings. Let's go, Joe.
Yeah, I've gone for St Helens. I mean, they seem really buoyed by beating Salford last year. I mean, it will be tough and go. But the thing is, I mean, Christian Wolf as well, I think he'll target that as well, winning at Old Trafford. Because, I mean, let's face it, he got one over Great Britain, didn't he, international? I won't go off subject, don't worry. But the fact is, he'll want to do it again, and why not the Theatre of Dreams, especially with his team.
Do you think he'll be up there in the final with him? Do you think it'll be Wigan Saints final? Or?
I think it could be Hull FC.
We
could have a repeat of 2006 where, I mean, obviously back then St Helens had all the experience.
That was a special team, to be fair, wasn't it? That they played against on that day.
And I think it'll be... Well, this team won't be as special, but on that big stage, St Helens will probably defeat Hull just like in 06.
Fair.
Are you going for Wigan Saints as well?
I think a Wigan Saints fan. I think last year, Wigan lost to Salford. I didn't see any desire in that Salford game where Wigan wanted to get back to Old Trafford to have another stuffing off St Helens. Yeah. I think they'll be a lot closer this year, so I think Wigan could beat them this year at Old Trafford.
I think we're all agreed it's probably between... I think it's between Saints, Wigan, Warrington and maybe Hull. I'm not sure they can put Hull in there. I think it's a free horse race at the start of the season, but I think Saints will get there, and then it's between Wigan and Warrington for me. I'm gonna go with Warrington just to be interesting. I think Warrington will get there. I think they might do similar to what Salford did. They might just nick a win at Wigan in the semi-final, and then in the final, I think. They proved in the Challenge Cup final that they've got the beating the Saints in the final. So yeah, I think Warrington could do it. I think it could be their year. Clip this out and then play it at end of year when they've got knocked out.
Yeah. It's certainly very interesting. It's really close this year. Well, behind St Helens anyway. Obviously, we're going to go for the Challenge Cup. Obviously, the draw's massive here. You get St Helens away. That could be the end of it. But I think Timmy won it 2 years in a row, and I got semi-final last year. I'm going Hull FC this year. I think they do look like a cup side to me. Yeah. I think a season always seems to be too long for the Super League season, and obviously. Grand final, the Challenge Cup final hampered them two years in a row. I think Hull look a cup team again this year. I think Hull can win at Wembley again.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement there. The reason why, because we mentioned in one of the other programmes that the Challenge Cup final is an interest to NRL imports coming over, and with Manu Mao, Ligi So, okay, Tavita Zatai came last year, but he can still count as new. I think they might have heard speculation or specialities from their current teammate now, Mahir Fanuen. He probably wants to come back for more. I think they will push forward and really try. They want to experience Wembley, don't they? And want to get a win as well. So that's purely the reason why LFC will probably get back there and win it.
It is big for people in Hull, but obviously the one doubt would be obviously the Challenge Cup's hampered Hull in the past. Do you think they'll still go big time for it, even though it could hamper them in Super League? They've not been to the grand final for a long time. Are you happy with that? I think they will. I think this is a cup team. It's a cup squad. I think the fans love the cup.
Well, yeah. I mean, the fact is, I mean, Hull FC. I mean, in 2016, I really think they should have done the lot. I mean, I've said repeatedly.
They should have got to the grand final. The Paul Wigan team beat them in the semi-final.
And in 2017, they had a close game with Leeds. I did actually see going into that game that. Whoever, I mean, no offence, Cast fans, but whoever won that Leeds and Hull semi-final would have probably gone on and won it. Because, the way those two teams played.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
So I thought Hull were a bit more unlucky in 2017, not to carry on, but they went out with a bit more respect. But I mean, they might get all the way to Old Trafford again, but yeah, again, I do think they'll go further because they will be desperate to get back there, even after winning the Challenge Cup. But that's why I've gone and said they won't win the grand final as well, because they still just won't have that extra energy to do it.
So Hull for the cup, Ben?
I kind of... I'm brave saying this in this room, but I'm not kind of on the hype train with Hull, if I'm honest with you. I think they've recruited okay, but I think that they really needed to freshen things up in the kind of the key positions. Like they've still got the same fullback, halves, hooker, and I don't think they're particularly weak in that area, but I think it comes to a point where things can just become a bit stale, and I think it's getting to that point at Hull. So I'm not quite sure whether they're going to be as competitive for the trophies as perhaps people in this room think. But I really like the look of Cass. I think we've spoken about before, that half-back partnership, Truman and Richardson. It's young, it's exciting, and they've just got, they've got a team there that I think could probably challenge for one of the main trophies. I don't think they'll challenge for both. I'm not quite sure which one, but I think the Cup's probably their best chance of silverware. And I said before that I don't think Darryl Powell will leave Castleford until he wins a major trophy, and I think he really needs to target the Challenge Cup, and this could be the year. So I reckon Castleford for the Cup.
Yeah,
an outside bet.
They didn't have some history with the Cup after 2014, so they're certainly going to want to put that right. Well, we're going to Man of Steel now. I've gone straight in. I think, no secret, my favourite position on the pitch is the number 9. I love a number 9. Everything runs through the number 9. And for me, the guy who I think is going to storm it in Super League this year is Darryl Clark. Yeah. I think going forward to the 2021 World Cup, I think he's going to be the number 9 for England. I think he's going to be one of the best number 9s in the world. I rate him so highly. Obviously, the way they get the 3-2-1 point system could hamper him because Austin's going to take his share of the points. Would it? Maybe. Yeah. But for me, every time I watch Warrington, everything goes through Darryl Clark. But for me, my Man of Steel has to be Darryl Clark.
Well, as I say, Clark is one of my main ones. However, if I was going to be a bit biased here, one of my choices, and he's capable, I would say Hull's Tabita Satai. I think he really has. He is under the radar a lot, and from what I've seen of him so far, okay, he hasn't had the best start in terms of like winning games, but he individually, I mean, he's what Hull have been lacking, a prop forward who can make over 10 to 15 metres, and he can even sneak in an offload. That's what Hull have lacked since Liam Watts departed. So I think Satai can, I mean, I just mentioned Watts, he challenged Man of Steel last year, and therefore Satai, being at Hull, I think he could be that similar sort of player, and he himself could challenge for Man of Steel, because, I mean, I always like a prop forward getting that recognition, because in a way they are the unsung heroes, the ones who don't score tries, but they lay the platform down. And because he can make metres, he can even tackle, and he can even sneak in a cheeky offload, Tabita Satai for me.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I think with the point system, he's in a team with Widdop and Austin, but I've got to say Darryl Clark. I think obviously he's won it before. I think he is probably the most consistent player in Super League now. I think he's probably overtaken James Roby in that aspect. And week on week, I think he is probably Warrington's best player. If I were to look outside of that, I think, again, I'll go back to Castleford. I think that half-back partnership, and I think Richardson will probably take charge more than Truman in that side. Yeah. And in that Saints team of 2018, he got in the dream team, and I think if it wasn't for Ben Barber, I think he would have been my Man of Steel that year. So yeah, I think Danny Richardson will go well at Castleford. And
again, at Leeds, if he plays enough games, which I think he will do.
Yeah.
For me, I think Hastings last year, I think obviously being at Wigan now, I think it's obviously more fish in that pond. I think you could take points off him. I think Alec had a tremendous last season. Yeah. And anyone else you can think of who could be an outside bet?
Well, I mean, not off the top of my head. But no, I mean, the fact is, if anyone, an outsider could be maybe Bevan French, the new Wigan side.
Yeah, okay.
He could come in as well. I mean, we've mentioned Johnny Lomax, haven't we? Yeah.
He was my Man of Steel last year, but I mean, it's fair dues.
And then there's one I just mentioned as well, Liam Watts. But if I was going to go for possibly an outsider as well, let's go towards for more familiar territory, Leeds. I think he could surprise all. Maybe Reece Martin.
That's a great shout. That's a really good shout. That's a really good shout.
I mean, he's proved with his goal kicking spell so far. He's got a robotic foot, hasn't he? When he's goal kicking. I mean, didn't he get up to 15 or 16 without missing? Consecutive goal kicks. I mean, even in the friendly on Sunday against Bradford, I thought his running in was spectacular. Yeah. Okay, Bradford Championship side and a friendly, but he did prove it in Super League games last year. That blinder he played when Leeds thrashed Catalan at home as well, and he has been a breath of fresh air in Leeds' pack, and you never know with Leeds. They can always catch you off guard when you least expect it, and he could be the key man there.
Well, I think Reece Martin is exactly what Leeds thought they were getting when they signed Brett Ferris.
Yeah.
I think that's a
really good shout. I did honestly put him right on the spot. That's a tremendous shout. We'll move on now to top try scorer.
For me, it's he's won it twice before, back to back. I'm gonna have a shout at Josh Charnley. 2012 and 2013, he scores tries for fun, and Warrington. The thing is, with Widdop injured as well. I mean, Blake Austin's been playing on. He usually plays on the right hand side. And some teams, I think, will watch. I'll just say quickly, they'll watch out for Austin more, so he might not get away with his dummying. Therefore, the alternative, long passes to Chan, who will be playing probably on that right hand wing, and that is why Chan will reclaim his title as their top try scorer, I think, next year.
Oh, I can't look past Tommy Makinson again. Probably a bit of a boring shout. Not really much you can really say about him. He's probably in the best team in the league, and he's
probably the best winger in the league.
So,
probably, yeah. One of the reasons the best team in the league.
But an outside shout. I think we spoke earlier. I think Tom Davis, who are at Wigan now at Catalans.
Yeah.
He can get a consistent run.
He
can get a consistent run of games. He's an out and out winger. He's quick, good finisher. He'd be my outside bet.
Yeah, I've got a bit biased here for me as well. I've gone Manfredi. I think another one who could have injury problems. He's had them before, but I think he's a tremendous finisher when he's fit. He's big, strong, runs really well, runs in the line well as well. I think if he stays fit, I think he could be right up there. But an outsider from himself, with Leeds, he scored a lot of tries last year in a poor Leeds team. If he's in a good Leeds team this year, I think Conrad Huddle could really score. It doesn't always have to be wingers that win this. I think as a centre he scores bagfuls of tries. So I think Conrad Hurrell is a decent outsider. You've got an outsider down there, but not so much an outsider, but a second choice maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, there'd be an obvious one maybe like Mahe Fanua. However, I think he's going to assist with more tries this year. That's why I've not mentioned him. There's Tom Johnstone as well.
Another one with injury problems. We need to stay fit. Yeah.
But here's another one though who he might get a few more tries. I think possibly Kevin Nagama.
Okay, yeah, that's
the reason why.
I mean,
it's boring, St Helens, but I mean, he scored well over a dozen tries last year. Yeah, he can break the defence when he wants to. I mean, it proved time and time again. You never know. I mean, because of the way Makinson doesn't really need a centre for. Well, let's face it. A lot of the time, Makinson is more than capable of scoring a try without assistance, isn't he? Like you expect from wingers. But then again, so could Nagama because opposition have expected Nagama to always do St Helens of the old, have their right centre to the winger like we saw with Matt Gidley and Lyon years ago. But Nagama could catch teams off guard and take the plaudits himself. That's why he's a shout for me.
Okay, we'll move on to coach of the year. I'm going to go in now. Obviously, I've said Wigan for the league, but the coach of the year is usually picked the week before the grand final. I think it'll be Saints Wigan. So I think the team will finish top. I've said before, it'll be Saints. So I'll have Christian Wolff. I think he'll get it. New coach as well. Be a popular choice.
Yeah.
Yourself, Ben?
Well, I'd probably have to agree because again, I think it's a team that's going to finish top. I think Saints will finish top.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll probably finish top. Maybe not as much as the last couple of years. It'll be a smaller margin, but I think they'll still be comfortably top of the league. Again, an outside shout. I think I'd probably look towards Darryl Powell, especially if I'm tipping them to win the challenge.
Well, the cup, imagine, you have a really good chance of getting it.
It'd be a case of getting that half-back partnership to click. But yeah, it'd be my outside bet, Darryl Powell.
So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did put down Steve Price. I mean, me personally, I think Warrington will get in the playoffs again. They'll cause havoc for a few teams. And what Price has really done there, I mean, he's not just. I mean, he's serious. We know that. But I mean, we saw at the Wigan game last year how he can crack a joke or two as he did on telly with his little.
Well, that Warren media machine you've got to have a sense of humour, haven't you?
Well, and that's what's good about him because he can really get the best out of them, therefore, I mean. I would say it was an outside shot, but I think Price could get. I mean, I could have been obvious and gone for Christian Wolff or Adrian Lamb. The outside shout, really, overall, it'd have to be, I'm being biased again, Lee Radford. It's whether he can get the best out of Hull. And the thing is, what if Hull are able to win another Challenge Cup and even get to Old Trafford, then Radford outsider would be the man for it because Hull FC finishing 6th/8th in the last 2 years, haven't they? So if they're to climb back up there, it'd be him, but overall, the way it's his technique of coaching, that's why I think Steve Price just edges it ahead for me.
Okay. Young player of the year? Ben?
Oh, well, I've tipped Harry Newman at Leeds. I just think he's got the number 3 shirt, Cam Watkins' number. He's going to consistently play. He looks impressive. He's got everything you need what you want from an up-and-coming outside back.
Tremendous show of faith that hasn't given him that. I mean, that's an iconic shirt at Leeds now because Watkins was such a big player.
Yeah, he'd be my tip. Again, I think it's difficult because Morgan Smith has won it last year. He's going to be up there and contending for it again, and then you can't look past Jake Truman as well because he's going to play every week and he's one of Castleford's best players. So.
As for me, I've gone for another St Helens one, Matty Costello.
It's another great shout.
Well, as I say, it was coming through and impressing. I mean, St Helens, with respect, they didn't sustain too many injuries last season. Maybe that was one of the reasons why they were so dominant. But Costello did feature quite prominently. I mean, he was good enough to come through and play with the likes of Rugby, Walmsley, Thompson, coming onto the scene like that. Sometimes even covered in the backs if anything happened to Percival or Nagame, and he did a great job. So I honestly think he could. I mean, with Adam Swift's departure as well, there could be a possible way in as well to the side, maybe even in the back line, and I think Costello could be a good shout.
I've gone to Leeds and I'm on Jack Walker. I think, he's had a few years at Leeds now. I think it's a real. He's made that full-back position his own at Leeds, and they've had a little bit of competition.
Yeah.
Again, another Hooper Faith from Agar. I really think it's going to be a good year for Jack Walker. I think I would like to see that. So we're going to drop down a league now, go for the Championship. Who do you think can get up to Super League for 2021?
Well, I might surprise a few people with this one. They came ever so close last year. I've tipped the Featherstone Rovers.
Yeah, they really did, yeah.
As I say, the thing is with them, as they've proved over the years, they've got some excellent history and results in playoff rugby. I mean, very unlucky not to win the 2010 Grand Final when they narrowly missed out to Halifax.
Yep.
They made up for that in 2011, top place in the Grand Final win. And even last year, the 3 playoff wins against Toulouse, Leigh and York.
Unbelievable.
They were
Unbelievable.
I mean, I honestly thought they were going to do what their Dual Reg partners have done, Leeds have done in the past, win it from 5th.
Well, Super League teams struggled to do that in the Super 8 year before, win it away from home consistently at the Championship side. Yeah, that was tremendous.
So, I mean, and they're one of the favourites with Sky Bet as well. I mean, but the fact is, that's one of the reasons why they've recruited well. I mean, they've even kept some good players like Dane Chisholm. I thought he really changed their dimensions of attack. I mean, after they lost the Boas brothers. So, yeah, I mean, there's him. They've got a few forwards in as well. Brett Ferris, of course, Dale Ferguson, who was quite good at Huddersfield. So, and that's why I've gone for Featherstone.
Nice one. Right.
Well, yeah, I think Featherstone and Leigh are being tipped by the bookies, but I know they've lost quite a few key players, London, but I just think with Danny Ward still there, that was the big thing. But to keep him in charge, I can't see them not being there or thereabouts. I can see them contesting the Grand Final with maybe Toulouse. I think Toulouse have been building up to this moment, and I think now they have to really go for it. I mean, obviously they've had Toronto in the league, which has made it difficult for them. But now I think with London weaker than they were a couple of years ago, with Toronto now in Super League, it's the most open the league's been, and I think Toulouse have got a consistent side, and they have to really go for it this year. And I think I'm probably just going to tip Toulouse just on the fact that they're just never going to have a better chance.
They're not, but I was really disappointed that they didn't make the Grand Final last year. I think they should have got to Toronto to play them. Obviously, again, you talk about desire. Maybe there was a case of, did they really think they'd go to Toronto and beat them? But so it's open for anybody this year, and I'm going with Leigh. I saw them Saturday at Salford. They look really decent. I mean, they were well beaten in the end, but we saw Salford at the Grand Final last year. I think a lot of people at the game kind of forgot that. But I think Leigh looks strong. I was really impressed with John Duffy, especially the way he spoke after the game. He didn't hide from anything. All the problems that Leigh had, he didn't hide away from. He knows where they need to improve, and I think they will improve. So I think Leigh can make the Grand Final this year, and it'll be good to see them back in Super League. Anyway, there are choices. We'd love to hear yours, just opinions of the boys. Give us your comments, give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.